Recording in progress.
Good evening, everyone. I think Mr. Rajendra is just on hold for a while. I think he's slightly busy.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Rajendra, you are audible.
Okay, sorry. I think
You are audible, Rajendra.
yeah. Just give me a moment. I will do the introduction of. There was some technical glitch over here.
No issues.
Okay.
No issue.
Okay.
Carry on.
We are over
Okay.
to the impact speaker.
Yeah. Before we begin our main presentation, let us first listen to the experienced participant, Mr. A participant of the Diploma Master Trainer Program, of how this program has impacted him. Our impact speaker this evening is a BTech in ceramic technology from Calcutta University. He has a specialization in refractory engineering from Belgrade University under the Yugoslav government scholarship in 1991. He is also a finance specialist. He has done MBA in finance from New Delhi University, IGNOU University. He had a glorious career of several years in Steel Authority of India as a specialist, and
Sujata ma'am, you
Good
can take
evening,
over.
friends.
You can
Good
take
evening,
over.
friends. I think Mr. Rajendra is facing a little technical issue. Yes, as we continue, Mr. Jagdish Nonia, a ceramic specialization engineer who had just presented his masterclass presentation. He has received great number of reviews on the YouTube, which was shared a while ago with all of us. We wish him all the best. And today to deliver his impact speech, over to him. Mr. Jagdish Nonia, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Sujata Madam. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
yes.
very much.
Thank you very much for nice introduction. Good evening, everybody. Namaskar. Myself, Jagdish Nonia from Kolkata. Actually, I happened to see one program of Madam Uma Maheshwari on pranayam in participatory in platform, online platform. That began our journey with online platform, and I gradually been acquainted with the Arun sir's various webinar in that platform, including WBT competition. I used to see all the webinar because I was so hooked and so enthusiastic with seeing those programs. It was much amazing and delightful to me, and I never like to miss that all the webinar. And in the process, I became the ardent listener and fan of Arun sir because of his powerful presentation and very simple and effective presentation, even which we understood. Even if children can understand what he is telling in this so much difficult topics, it made so easy. Anybody can be hooked with his introduction and seminars, also webinars. When he, during the post COVID lockdown, he declared about the DMT program. I was immediately grabbed the opportunity to join, and then the moment came in September 3rd, the program started, and because I was the technocrat, I was not conversant, I was unaware of the cognitive science and implicit learning. That was the initial hesitancy from my side, and some difficulty in introduction classes. But gradually he told that everything will be clear to everybody, even no one will be left behind. That is his responsibility. He will make to understand everything to everybody. The first class started with concept. Then he took 3 continuous days class on concept because he wanted the foundation to be strong. And then gradually he took us to various aspects of cognitive science and implicit learning, starting from concept to constructive theory, archetype, then Nash theory, Bloom's taxonomy, cognitive community of inquiry, everything he, one by one, he clarified everything. And even the experienced trainers also, they were amazed to know such a new beautiful things of cognitive science. And they was telling that we should have born 10 years back to know this various aspect of cognitive science from Arun sir. And he also assured that every arsenal in his armor, he will give us, and he will make us competent to be world-based trainer. And that's way we passed the 75% of our duration timing. It started from 3rd September, and now is 3rd February, already 5 months gone. We started delivering signature program, and we are now much confident and well transformed to take the challenge and do the presentation effectively as he wanted us to be. And there is still more things to be learned. And I personally grateful, and I convey my gratitude on behalf of all the participants to Arun sir, Baiti sir, Jyoti sir, because of their dedication and sincere effort to make us such groomed for next generation world-based trainer. Thank you everybody. Over to Sapreji.
Thank you, Mr. Jagdish, for sharing your experience with the program. Let's now move to the main presentation. The resource person for today's presentation is a technopreneur running an information technology company in Singapore. Part of this, he is running a few innovation projects with the help of student community. He has a passion on food and feeding, and hence he runs a few restaurants as well. Let us welcome with applause our today's specialist leader, Mr. Habib Mohammad, to provide an insight about a topic, thinking language. Thinking language, Mr. Habib Mohammad.
Good evening. Share has to be given. Rajendra Shabri, can you give a share? co-host.
Okay, let me. Sujata ma'am, can you help here? There is a multiple participants. Can you try it once? Just a moment. Huh?
Yeah, okay, got it.
You got it? Okay, fine.
By a chance, from an unimaginable silence, there was a bang which created the entire universe, the planet, the stars, the moons, and the planets, all the particle, asteroids, and everything. By a chance, that planet is called Earth, which only has a life. It has the 5 core elements of the life elements, which we used to call Panchabhutas. My dear friend, in Tamil, when it says Buddhas, like a genie, which do all good as you wish, as well, it do all the thing which you never wish as well, when you get irritated. With that unimaginable power of thinking, this evolution has started, and more than 140,000 species, major species, has existed in this world, among which we are one human. We have a beautiful tool called thinking. With that thinking, we not only invade this planet, we invade and try to invade other planets as well. This tool, unimaginable, unbelievable tool, can make you to think and make others to think in the same way as you like. My dear friends, with this, the same tool that I'm using to convey my thoughts across to you, hope you are communicated with the same way. Hope you can get the same thought what I have communicated to you. Yes? No? So much silent?
Yes,
Is
you
the
are
tool
audible,
is
sir.
working?
Yes. Yes,
So the
sir.
same tool is working for you. Whatever I have in my mind, which I communicated with a vibration and with some vision, his through the air particle come into your ear drums and vibrates, and the brain absorbs it and reconstruct and constitute the same idea as mine, right? Even bizarre, even more bizarre, crazy ideas that you might have. Such a powerful and unimaginable tool we have. Now, let me put you to some imagination. Let you all think about a jellyfish. The jellyfish is inside the deep ocean, has a beautiful library, in which that library, the jellyfish is reading about the quantum theory. My dear friends, when I say this through the language, you see a jellyfish. When I say jellyfish, you saw the fish in your imagination and completely coming to the jellyfish like the one I've shown, which is swimming across in the ocean. And then you see, when I say library, you imagine the library that you have visited several times, or the library you imagine. And then when I say quantum theory, you have like all the Pythagoras diagrams and numbers in your mind, Even Albert Einstein's like a scientist in your mind. Am I right? Anybody? Say yes and yes.
Yes, yes.
So such a powerful tool we have, my dear brothers. I can make a bizarre as well as a beautiful imagination in your mind. I can implant. Let me implant another idea. A beautiful blonde, a beautiful girl knocking at your doors. Can you imagine that? Okay, whoever imagines or not, Akash and Rehan might be silently hearing the doors or get knocked or not, right, Akash?
That is why you asked me about my marital
Such
status.
a powerful tool, yes. Such a
no.
powerful tool we have in our hand, my dear brothers. You can't imagine that a magical ability that it has. From the moment we born, from the sucking of the nipples, within 2 hours of the birth, we can identify what is our mother's voice over other voices. Within 3 days, we prefer the languages and sounds and musics. Within 4 days, we try to notice the distinction between French, Tamil, English, Hindi, whatever language. 2 months old can distinguish the phonics, a, ba, ta, preference for own languages. The research has been made regards the major milestone in the language acquisition. From the scientific research, it proves and the study shows that 2 to 3 months old perceives all Holmes' notice of change of the languages, the sounds. 6 months old can do babbling, where it begins to babble. And 8 months old can identify the words. And 1 year old babbling like adult, and it identifies the patterns and the speaking starts to begin. 13 months, it understands 50 words. 18 months, speak about 50 words. Around 2 years, it does telegraphic speech. That means it imitates your speeches. It repeats the same speech as you speaks. 3 years, simply pragmatic. 4 years, rules of grammars has been known. They know what is singular, what is plurals in the language. And when it is 6 years, it can able to absorb 10,000 words in their memories. And around 9 years old, subtle pragmatic, almost like adults, they can able to absorb as much data as possible, and they can able to communicate to the others in the way that they think about. My dear friends, let me show you one of the scientific evidence that we've gone through. Just listen.
1 minute, Habib sir, 1 minute. SN Mathur sir, please mute yourself.
Okay, sir. Sorry.
Six-month-old Matthew sits on his mother's lap. A researcher sits opposite and keeps his attention on a colorful toy while a tape plays 2 sounds. One is ba and the other is da, a sound only used in Hindi and one which most English-speaking listeners can't distinguish from the English sound da. During the initial training period, a toy bunny is lit up in a large glass box to the side of Matthew the instant the da sound is played. When the ba sound is played, the bunny stops, and Matthew turns back to the researcher. The routine continues until Matthew learns to associate the change from ba to da with the bunny. Matthew even turns his head in anticipation when the researchers delay the bunny's appearance. Matthew is now ready for the test phase of the experiment. A new tape is played, this time with two different da sounds that are only used in Hindi. Even though they are two completely different sounds, an adult who can't speak Hindi doesn't hear the difference. But Matthew immediately turns his head towards the bunny when he hears the change from one Hindi da to the other. He's never heard Hindi spoken. Researchers recognize that at 6 months, he is still the universal listener, able to distinguish all sounds. Emma,
Again, ready, sir.
who
Please mute.
Matthew,
Again, ready, sir. Please mute.
after a similar training routine as Matthew, she's presented with the same problem of distinguishing the two different Hindi da sounds. But at this age, Emma, whose parents speak only English, doesn't react when there is a change from one to the other. She is more interested in the toy in front of her than the bunny. This leads the researchers to conclude that by 10 months, the baby human stops being the universal listener and, like the adult of the species, no longer hears the difference between the two sounds.
Okay, this is the video. Okay, now how many of you here? How many of us here?
36.
Okay, let's go out for a breakout room with an activity. After seeing this, right, the infant has a lot of senses. You notice, right? I want you to go in a group, discuss yourself. What are the senses that constitute the infant to the thinking? Just the basic senses. And what other senses, whatever you come out with. Let's have a 15 minutes breakout to come out with what are the senses constitutes to this thinking. Okay? So you want to break out like 6 in a room, maybe like six rooms, 36%, right?
Can think 30.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Can someone help me on that?
How many breakout rooms? Shall we make 4 or 5? How many?
Yeah,
Five will be ideal.
5. Okay.
And come back with crisp presentations of 1 minute each. The leaders could able to just constitute what are the senses that constitutes to the thinking, and then which gives you ideas as well.
Okay.
Okay, I can jump to the rooms, right? Okay, I jump into the room.
Hello.
Hi, Sapri, you can I jump into the rooms?
Yeah, do you? Yeah, you can always. Actually, you are also a co-host or not. I mean, that depends on that. Let me try and figure out if you are a co-host or not.
Why another 14 people are still here? Allow them to the rooms as well.
Yeah.
Shamji is
So you
here.
have all the rights, no? So you can always exit a room and actually join another.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Or
Well,
there is
my
a
mouse,
breakout.
something wrong with my mouse, but anyway, it's okay. I'll try my best. I'll try to fix it.
Yeah. Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah. You're audible.
Yeah. Do you need any help in actually do you know how to join any room?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm fixing.
Just open the breakout rooms the tab, and then you will be able to join any room directly.
Okay, sure.
And you can unshare your screen actually, because now this is visible only to the.
Okay, thanks. Okay, good. At least I have.
Let us start discussing the topic. Program letter. And all people come on the video screen. No, I have connected to another phone. Yeah, we can make a note of it. Why don't you can
Um,
I'm using the iPad today, so maybe I request somebody else to sponsor for. Oh, yes, sir, you can help us.
Vaidi sir? Vaidi sir?
I can write. You can write.
Yes, sir.
You can write. I can write.
Mr. Vaidi?
So basically, what are the census attributes or helper?
Who is that speaking? Is it Subraju sir? Can you unmute, please?
Initially, he has written census. The other side, he has written censors. Which he wants us? Census, sir. Mainly I and ER. Both the words he has used. Yeah, okay. So basically, what I feel is like the sound, color, taste, also comes to sense, no? Yeah. The smell, your smell. Basically, the vibrant colors and sounds attract the child to think more. The sensory eye and ears. The ears. So you can just make a list, sir, like. Let somebody kill something. 5 senses you can put in its stand. Smell, sight, hearing, touch, feel. You have an acronym for it. You call it VACOG. VAKOG. Visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gastro.
Gustatory.
Stuff. Can add one more called instinct. This is the 6th sense. Till now we got four items: eyes, ears, smells, and feelings. One by one, tell your observation or anything else. Yes, sir. Neither are they VAK. Yes, is it VAK visual or VAKOG? VAKOG. What is OG, sir? OG is olfactory, that is your smell. Okay. Gustatory, G is gustatory, that is your sense of taste and all that. Okay.
Children even use gustate also. They bite and they learn. They take information through biting also.
Okay.
No, adults take only AVK, but children take even gustatory. They bite and they taste. In learning they use that gustate also. When they want to learn a new thing, they actually bite it and learn.
Is there anything else? Okay, let me come inside. Okay. I would say it is a conditioning of the mind. Yes, the senses help, but for the child per se, it is a conditioning of the mind during that particular point of time, contact between the sound and the picture. So it has got total attention only to these two activities. So all the things are directed towards that. So it is a conditioning of the mind at a particular point of time enables the child to change the state. Sight, as we said, is important. Seeing it, sight. Next is smell. Third is hearing it. One more is taste. Fifth one, I don't remember, but you can also take intuition of it.
I can't jump out to any rooms anyway. Sorry, this Prakash and all, they cannot join the rooms, is it?
Yes, Habib, what are you telling?
I think these people cannot able to join the rooms. I also cannot switch rooms.
I don't know, but I have to be here because people, when they are coming, I have to keep passing them down to the room.
No. I'm just saying I cannot jump the rooms, but it's okay. So
why you can't? You can, na?
No, I
Just
can't.
a minute, wait. I will make you the co-host. Yeah, now you can go. Please.
Thank you. Still can't do that.
Can you see it?
No, only I can go to the room number 1 only because Ranjit.
No. You see, you click here. You click on the breakout room. It's an icon. That 4 icons are there. Na?
I only have a joint breakout room 1 only. I can't do any other things.
I'll do one thing. I will make you the host. You make me the co-host immediately. Okay?
Okay. How to?
Then you can go. I made you the host. Now make me the co-host and proceed.
Co-host. Okay. I just make assign.
You go to that. Click on the more. There'll be a drop-down menu. It will say make co-host. Back solution. You make it and then you proceed.
Again, more. Okay. More. It only shows live on Facebook and stuff.
Okay,
like
you proceed. You proceed. Doesn't matter. After you come back, I will tell you claim the host.
Like
you go to the rooms. That is more important.
Sure.
Yeah. You can go to the rooms now, isn't it?
Noted, sir.
Hi, Vinod, you want to join any of the rooms?
Yeah, you can assign me. I just now joined this thing, so.
Oh, join already, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
You're not going, Habib?
Yeah, I went one round and make you co-host as
No,
well.
spend some time in each of the room. Then only you will get an idea as to what they are discussing fully.
Yeah, okay. I'll do that. Yeah.
Be a fly on the wall, then you will understand what exactly is happening, how the trend is going, whether they require some help.
Mr. Haja, how are you? Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. Nice joining the session.
Habib sir, should we close the rooms? We just got engrossed in the discussion.
Yeah, I think we can close the room and we can come.
Trying to close. Okay.
Is all back? Not yet.
Mr. Habib, you're based in Singapore?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Have you heard about Agora speakers?
Agoda speakers is from, yeah, well, no, not at all.
Okay.
I just joined recently with about COVID time with Top League, and then that's how I've been introduced. And I'm a technopreneur with doing my IT works actually. So not a speaker, but I'm trying to plan to put my stage across.
No, I will give the contact number. Sure. Because to build a network, it's a public speaking forum.
Yeah, definitely. Why not?
And
I like to share.
Excellent.
Yeah.
There's one person called Ben Peng. I can connect him with you.
Sure, why not? Definitely. You are in the WhatsApp group, right? Living.
Yeah.
So you can always communicate to me.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, some of my friends are here, like my college mates.
Okay.
Silently, yeah. So quite a few, and I'm just trying to. This is a intuitive thought that I come across in the DMT course when people are talking. So I just want to share. This would be one powerful message that I can bring along.
Yeah.
Hope so far it gives you some thought-provoking sessions, right?
Right. No, I've been in professional speaking in Toastmasters for the last 25 years.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
That's nice to know you as well.
Hi, Rajuji, after a long time.
Can we close all the breakout session, Rajendra?
Krishna is not there, sir. Mr. Habib.
He should be somewhere. I don't know why you're looking for him.
He told me he'll be coming today, but I didn't see him.
Yeah, he should be somewhere. Yeah. Some of my friends are here as well. Yeah, new friends.
Okay. No issue. Everybody's
back, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sagir was coming in. Okay.
We are back, sir. All are back.
Oh,
36 are there.
Mr. Habib, M. Chidambaram here. Lovely, sir.
Thank you with all your blessing.
Really,
you can go ahead, sir. Everybody is back. You can go ahead.
Thank you. We learned a lot.
Fantastic. You all have like a thought-provoking session, I think. I call it number one is always number one,
Yes.
Number one is a very powerful number, right? How this number one doesn't came by chance. Number one, how it came? Anyone knows?
No, sir. No.
Number one in Tamil called Ondru Padudal. all the dots connected together and made one. So everything has a meaning, okay? Thinking has, this human has made a beautiful thinking, either it's a language or it's a number or anything. They have made a fantastic, beautiful concept of all in every aspect of life. One is something that get together and made it as a one. You know why the two has come out? Okay, this is going to additional session, but never mind. Let us get number one breakout room. Come and present whatever the senses and whatever thought provoking you have, please.
So I am Kanaka. We are from number one room. Actually, what we have discussed in beyond the five senses, there is intuition is also there. That is the sixth sense we are having, and we are also sometimes the telepathy is also working in our thought process. That is also comes that also some incorporate in our language pattern. And in our thoughts generated inside an individual, if we see a painting, it will give a different mental schema in different individuals. The thought process generates different mental schema. That is, thought is also is a sense, and that is called as a meta thinking. Thinking about thinking. That is meta thinking. We discussed about the meta thinking also, and we did a lot of case studies also. While the doctor is examining the nadi, he will concentrate in the listening as well as in the feeling of the heartbeat in the nadi. So the same way, the child, while watching the action, it can understand it by its own mental schema, how the action is going on, as well as the sound. So it concentrates in the listening as well as the hearing the sound difference. These are the points we have discussed in the room number one. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And the madam has more experience with the grandchildren, so she can add extra.
Yeah, children are the one who taught us a lot, right?
Yes.
Okay, because we get back to our old times, right? Okay, let me invite, very beautifully presented, good thoughts. And let me invite number two, breakout room number two activities to come and present your case. Room two. I told you, right, how the two has come out. The one which is sliced become two. So even the word two will have a slice, and then this part will go inside. Later we will have a separate session on that, how the even numbers is constituted. Okay, breakout room number two.
Mr. Jaychandar?
Yeah,
Mr. Jaychandar.
That's right, sir. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I'm attending to it a bit late.
Okay, please go.
Sorry. This is from number two. Actually, what we discussed about is that first thing is that as a child, as you already said, that in 2 days, the child is able to differentiate sounds, and then in 4 days, the distinction between languages it can happen. All put together, keep in mind, and we are able to see that first, the child is able to see and hear. The two senses are being activated. By the time it does, that thinking process starts in the mind, and when the thinking process starts, naturally it should be through the language. So there is an implicit learning that's likely to happen, and by the time that implicit learning is happening, it is being influenced by the color, movement, and the change in other activities here and there, and all that the child is able to differentiate. So what we were able to see was, even including the touch of the mother or the smell of the mother to give a security to the child may have some influence on that, and then the thinking process would have happened accordingly. So we said that the security could have happened because the child is comfortably sitting there. That comfort is necessary for a kind of a thinking. And then the touch of the mother. So when the mother is touching, there should be some smell nearby that could also have an influence. So put together, we are saying about at least 4 predominant senses would have been there constituted for the thinking process. First two senses like seeing and hearing would have initiated and then subsequently influenced by other senses. That's it. Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Okay, you've done a well job. Yeah, you have got the major four senses and then subsidiary senses as well. Yeah, that's good. Let's welcome room number 3.
Yes, in room number 3, I think Shamji, our room number 3, no? We have also discussed the question actually was very tricky. And the question, the 5 senses are on the touch, taste, hearing, and this. But the main was the sense of reasoning, how the mind goes to for reasoning, this looking to the, just suppose sense of symbolism, just you have seen the toy, how the children learn from the toy. Suppose if you are there behind your skin, the lion is looking to the sky. It gives how lion can see the sky. That's lion to lion itself has some king. But this gives a symbolization, this sense of symbolization. If you put the symbol in such a sense, that it gives it to the intuition thinking. And so the abstraction, that's intuition thinking, what we can foresee about the looking at this sense of analytic thinking, logical thinking, all they developed. Another thing is this our group has seen. And Anil sir, whatever Valence or Balaji ma'am. Hello.
Nothing, sir. We have covered everything.
So if you permit, I can share one small video clipping.
Please go ahead. It's okay. If it's
But
not long.
But before that, sorry to interrupt, I request the host to mute everybody's microphones. There's a lot of disturbance.
Okay.
So can I say?
Anil sir, kindly click the sound button.
Okay. Just hold on. Hold on. Okay, I'll do it after some time.
Okay. Let's welcome the other rooms, like room number 4, right?
So I have to.
We are from room number 4, Jagdish.
After I do.
Yeah.
Actually,
let's finish the room number 4 and then I'll let you play.
Yes.
Get ready. Yeah.
Like all other rooms, we discussed about these 5 organ like visitory, auditory, then feelings, nose, smell. We also discussed about tongue and teeth also. Child can learn by biting also. They can taste by tongue also. That is also, they can identify whether the taste is good, bad, hot, cold, like that. Even they can develop awareness, differentiate. Even they can differentiate among various voices. They can easily identify their mother's voice. They can identify the music, noise. They can relate. They can create attention. When they are hungry, they will give the attention by crying. When they are urinated, they still give signal by crying. They have the feelings also. And apart from that, someone told us that even subconscious brain is responsible for the reaction or interpretation of any feeling, auditory, visual, kinesthetic. Okay, these are the main thing we discuss in our breakout room.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Fantastic. Anilji, you want to play now? Or you want to?
Sir, let me try
Room
again.
number 5. Room number 5 is there, sir.
Okay, let's finish the room number 5. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello everyone.
Just give me one. There are two things. One is stimulus, other is imbibe. You know, whatever you learn from your childhood, it is stimulus, and from the society, whatever we are learning, the day you are born, you start learning and your senses, they start working. Thanks. I think most of the people, they have already shared this thing. Thank you very much.
How old is the baby?
Baby is less than 1 year, 6 months old only.
Cannot be. It'll be more than 1 year, around 2 years. Just now I told you, right? 2 years, the brain starts to do the telegraphic, the means others.
Between 1 and 2 years.
Yeah, 1 and 2. Yeah. Good. Let's welcome the next room, which is 5, right? 4 or 5? 5. Yeah, please.
So I am Suresh Kapiti. We are 8 members in our group. So initially the first 3 months, touch, taste, and smell. These 3 things, these 3 are much more we are going to observe in the child. And the later on, the next 3 months, the seeing and hearing. Before seeing, there is some recognizing the shapes also with the help of mother training. Then the colors, contrast and identification, that is also mostly by the mother training only. Majority of the part in the first 9 months, mother training. And during this eating, first before eating, smell the food and touch the food and taste the food. So okay, these are all the 3 things the child is going to do during the 7 to 8 months of age. So, and after 9 months, distinguish between some kind of the vocabulary. Of course, the sounds in terms of sounds, initially the child is recognized, but distinguishing is after 9 months, she's going to the child going to identify. These are all the things we were discussed in our breakout room. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Habib.
Yes, thank you. Very beautiful, beautifully said. Sapriji, is it only 5 rooms or we have 6 and 7? Is it?
Sir, one more point. Suresh sir has missed it.
Okay.
Sir, Suresh sir, you please tell about the impairing child.
There are 2 issues we were discussed. One is impairing child. The mother is identified the initially, maybe at the age of 5 months or 6 months, because the child can't respond to the sounds. So mother is the first observer whether this child is impaired, hearing impaired or not. And the second thing which we were discussed, the mostly after 6 months of age nowadays, due to digital ecosystems and habitude to the phone, some senses are going to take much longer period for the focus. Yeah. So this is what we discussed, 2 issues. Yeah, over to you, Habib.
Okay, well said, well said. Beautiful.
Sir, Habib sir, what is the age of the baby in your video?
Just now, the guitar one, Anil sir played it.
No, in your video.
6 months old and 10 months old, right? There are one video shows about 6 months old. 6 months old could able to distinguish all the sounds, even without the language is not English speaking, or even it is Hindi, Ba, or something like that, they could able to recognize. 10 years old, what happens, right? They try to ignore the distinction because slowly the human try to absorb the necessary things and then leave the instinct part of it. That is what I want to tell you about. Is there any other rooms, breakout activities or still there? 6 or 7 or something? No? 5, right?
Oh, five, total 5.
Only 5, sir.
Okay, well, then it's good. Okay, then let me come to the point. I was even in kind of this kind of discussions, like even in Arun's breakout room, anybody's breakout room, we miss the questions. Very simple questions we want to answer is a 5 basic senses. But it's good that there are a lot of ideas that's contributed, which can give a different dimensions of ideas. Even in when we do discussion, we carried away from the original thing because we are not child. We still have a child in us, but still we are adult. We could able to think about big theories and theorems to submit it. But actually, this basic senses only 5. Okay, with that 5 senses, we could able to permutation and combination. We could able to get every senses what you are talking about. Okay, and let me come. This is not told by me. This is told my grand ancestor, who is a very good. He has written a very beautiful common book for the entire universe called Tirukkural. He is Thiruvalluvar. He has said, "Suvai oli, uru osai, naatramana, aindin vahai therivan gatke ulagu." That means he told the 5 basic senses, which is, let me come back to you guys. Hold on a second. Okay, the anatomy of senses, only 5. You guys can hear me, right? Okay. So the first one, in order also, he has made it in order also, the taste. I told you the infant when it born, first thing it do, it tastes, it sucks. So it tastes. That is where the first sense brings and constitutes the idea thinking. The next one is light, because it has to open the eyes and has to see. Don't argue with me which comes first or something like that. Sometimes it has to open the eye, then has to feed the baby, but in order which it is taste and light. Maybe light comes first, taste comes next, or taste and light. Because it is done by my great grand ancestor who is well versed in the entire universe. He has done this study with the 2 lines. He has made these 5 senses or the basic senses. The next one is a touch. Definitely the touch is able to identify the mother. It can able to identify the others. Then the next one is the sound. Okay. They hear the sound, they can able to identify who is their mother, who is their brothers, who is the father, who is the home family, and who is outsiders. The next one, it smells. So with this 5 major important basic senses only, it could able to constitute everything to the thinking.
Sir, could you please repeat the Tirukkural, sir?
Suvai oli, uru osai, naatramena aindin vahai therivan gatke ulagu. It is in the Adigaram 3, Kural 27. Okay, I tell you a magic. A lot of things are beautifully done in that universal book called Tirukkural, where every solution for entire things is available there, which you can take it up, even for your speaking skills. You can take it out and then you can elaborate that subject matter. Okay, one more time I tell you. Suvai oli, uru osai, naatramana aindin, vahai therivan gatke ulagu. This is the 5 basic senses. Okay.
What
So
are
Thank you,
the
sir. Thank
percentages
you.
assigned here actually? At what age they are?
No, whatever, from the beginning until to the adulthood, these are the 5 senses you have, which constitute with the permutation and combination. You can able to get the 10 senses, which constitute to your thinking, which brings a lot of ideas, whatever you want to call it. Okay. That is the major basic sense, 5 senses. After which you have 1.7 million senses available in this human body. It took a lot of years to take that permutation and combination of different things. As somebody say, they have a magical telepathy power and these and that and all these things. This comes with the constitution of a lot of sound, touch. They're able to hear from somewhere. They could able to distinguish some of the frequency from the air, something like that. But it is, the basic is sound. Okay. Whatever other senses you can tell me, I can able to give you within these 5 permutation and combinations of the senses. I could able to get this. This is not told by me. This is told, I told you, keep on telling you, this is told by 3,000 years before in Tamil literature by the Valluvar. That is what the beauty about it. Any questions? You can ask me. I can tell you more things.
Sir, I just have one doubt, Chidambaram sir. The
Please.
sixth sense we are talking now, which a man is having. How did it come through, or what is this?
I can't hear properly your
Sixth
question.
sense.
Sorry?
No, sir. We are talking about sixth sense, no? Sixth sense. Am I audible now?
Okay, sixth sense, how it comes out? By combination of all these 5, the sixth sense has emerged.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Without the permutation and combination of all these basic senses, you cannot achieve the sixth sense. Okay? To be honest, even you achieve a very nirvana status or whatever, without this body, without this mind, which has the sense of simple touch, smells, light, sound, taste, you can't achieve that, what I'm telling you. So this is the basic sense. You can take it up and think about it, and you can go and think about and come back. We can debate for hours. This is the basic sense. I have thought about it and I have debated many times with my friends. You will be amazed to see this is the basic senses that gives the permutation and combination of the whatever senses you come out with. Okay? Okay, let's go to the next. Okay, this is what the Valluvar's Tirukkural. So, as I mentioned, it is in Adhigaram 3, Kural 27. Okay, now let us, as I debate thinking verse, let's do some comparison, thinking verse language. Okay, so if you differentiate the thinking and language, there is a lot of debates about it. Thinking doesn't constitute language, language doesn't constitute thinking, both are the same. This kind of lot of permutation and combinations and lot of scientific efforts has been put across. But thinking is very, very important to identify, not only to communicate, you have to precisely have to explicit as well as implicitly have to send some commands. This is very important because the brain is the one which orders the commands implicitly inside your body parts as well. This is a natural instinct. We forgot this thinking language. It cures not only problems of yours, it also cures the social problems. As somebody said, they can do hypnotic, telepathy, and all these things. We have lost that instinct. That's why so much problems we are facing. If we really identify the thinking language very carefully, we can really set ourselves to the right path. We can clearly put ourselves in the winning game. Even you lose in life, many of the times you always think that you're losing, but that instinct will give you that you're not losing. You are closing to your win. When you come to the language, language is very, very important and it's a powerful tool. This makes your idea to constitute and institute to other several minds. Am I getting lost? Okay, with the power of a language, we can able to do a lot of things. I can implement, as I say, just now I have told you that I can implement many ideas in your mind. Many things, even it can be a bizarre and it can be a beautiful, which I told you. So many people can use this powerful tool, the language, that can able to do a lot of things for themselves. Regards this thinking West language, Edward Safir and Benjamin Off done a hypothesis on the language of relativity. In this, they have a weak version as well as a strong version, which comes, that means thinking doesn't constitute much to the language, language doesn't constitute much to the thinking, that kind of talks. It's a long debate for several years and many years, even until now, people are linguistics, psychologists, many people talking about always this thinking West language. Even our favorite Daniel Kahneman, he also says, not entering into the debate, he says very simply, if you care about being thoughtful and credible and intelligent, do not use complex words. Use a simple language will do. I hope Mr. Arun sir has said about Daniel Kahneman many times. He has made a scholarly quote in this, make a simple words. If they do, if someone construct a complex words or complex sentence, he proves that they are not really intelligent. Okay? Okay, again, after you come out with this, I want to give another breakout session for 20 minutes. This time, I want you to think about how the
Mr. Habib, please don't mind. By 7:45, the session has to close. Maximum, it can go up to 8 o'clock. There is a program after that.
Yeah, I thought it's 8 o'clock.
Please don't go beyond 8 o'clock at any cost. It's my earnest request with folded hands.
Sure. No. I will definitely finish it
because the program is scheduled till 7:45. You can go up to 8 o'clock maximum, please.
Yeah, let us make it 10 minutes and then as a thought provoking. Even I can give them some small thought provoking session and then I will make them to come back. Okay, let us, even without the session, maybe we can short down the activity here itself. Let us all discuss it. Let's have a thought provoking session. How you can make away. We don't need to go to the breakout room. Let us just simply, each of you can give your constitute. Yes, Anilji.
You can make question answers. No problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm not going for a breakout session. So I'm just changing because of the time constraint that let us think about how the language has come to the existence. Okay. So far you thought about how the senses has constitute the thinking, right? Now I want you to think about, somebody can tell me how this language come to our existence.
Communication.
No, I want you to rudely think. You see, this is what happens immediately when the question has been asked, even in the Arunji sessions and anything, we carried away from the question. So I want you to focus. I asked a very basic question. As Arunji always says, 6 years old should understand. So please kindly understand my question. I was thinking how the basic dot has come to a language.
Need, okay, you can think, you can say that need, but how the need become a language? Because you have to do something, right? Now I have only dot. How to become a language? What is the need? I have a dot.
Sir, to communicate.
Yeah, you have to communicate, but you have to change the dot to something.
Yeah, can I, sir? Can I answer?
Somebody's
yes, sir. Indrajit.
Your mic. Yeah, please.
Sir, actually, sir, one person having a thought which is in our mind, we need to transfer to the another person mind means we need language.
Somebody's phone is near to your speaker. I can't hear you guys. Please.
Yeah, I unmute it.
Go ahead.
We want to transfer one person thought. Yeah, can I answer?
I was telling you,
Indrajit sir,
simple basic,
Indrajit sir, there is some disturbance in your side only.
Can you off your mute? All of you can mute. Can I tell
There
you
is
one more time the question? Okay, I asked you in the previous session, what is the basic senses? Okay, somebody, even Mr. Chidambaram shall come out with, we have intuition kind of feeling, right? So that is also permutation combination of the basic senses. Likewise, there is a language, there's a basic, I already told you, it starts with a dot. Okay, even Arunji's session, many times modern Homo sapiens evolution he has shown, and he has shown the cave paintings, lot of things constitute the language. I'm just asking a basic question, just to thought-provoking. Think back, if we are a Homo sapiens as a first, from the dot, how we might have derived the language.
Sound.
Okay, I tell you, from the dot, the guy might have scribbled, right? So in Tamil they call pulli, then vari. Vari means it's like non-organized line. And then line means always line, right? Even scribble, even the line like a wave is called as a line in English. Curvy line, maybe you can call straight line, okay? But in Tamil we call it vari kodu. So pulli, then from dot, he transferred into scribbles like curvy lines, and then straight lines, then something, eluthu, which is word, A, B, C. The same line and curvy lines combined together with a dot made a word.
Letter.
After made a word, he made a sentence. From the sentence, he changed to the speaking language. So we forgot this instinct, we had this instinct, beautiful thought process. It is all basic come from, I don't remember how many of you in the Hindus culture, when we start writing, even like Chidambaram sir or Mr. Indrajit sir will be doing a Pulayar Suli, right? You start with the una and a dash.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we do that. Correct, you're right.
Why is it for? Why this is we do?
Maybe it represents the god, Ganesha.
It is not. It is actually represent the respect of the language that human mind constitute to the word. You see, you look at it as a scribble. It is a line, and then you will put a dot. If you look at it very carefully, I told you even in the previous sessions one time, okay, in the first top league session, all the religion will definitely have a basic tools of the human. What is those basic tools? Anyone remembers? Every religion has this. Either it has a stone, it has the water, it has the fire, it has wood. You look at it, they become a holy. People thought this is God, this is something. No, it is the Homo sapien who has got the tools from it. That is how the language we have come out with curvy dot, curvy words, lines, and then we constitute to a alphabet, and then the letter, and then the sentence and the speaking, which is a language. So that is what the basic, without this, the language might not have emerged. Okay? Well, as I don't want to further continue, this thinking language has a lot of topics with me. I have intuition, got it from this platform, which I want to share a lot of thoughts, but unfortunately, because of the time constraint, even I have constructed a one-day program together with the MIT professional who can join with me and make you to understand what is your thinking language. Because this thinking language is not only to understand and speak up to others, it is also give you a very powerful implicit commands which you can send and cures even entire problems of your body, as well as explicitly you can communicate, you can make your winning. The cost of it, we thought about 6,000 rupees, but those who register today with me with the email Habib, because I didn't make any forms or anything, just send a mail saying that I'm interested, put your name and put your phone number with habib@proinfocus.net. One day I will sit with Arunji and by these YLAN and VAC to make sure this particular session could be able to scheduled, and I will broadcast to you. This 6,000 rupees in which I'm giving you a 50% discount for those people who sent the email today to me, and then I will keep it later part, give the 50%, and then make sure that this in the collection of that whole amount, I'm going to give a 50% charity, because I'm not going to get anything, because I'm blessed with my earnings from my business. And whoever comes, the MIT professional who is trying to give you some exercise with the proven cognitive science-based exercise, which will bring you out the thinking language from you, which will make you a winning, and it is very important to the speaker. I leave it to you guys. Send to me if you want, register by habib@proinfocus.net. Okay, I haven't thought and talked to Arunji yet. I will do it and schedule it accordingly with the VAC and YLAN. Okay, now let me come to the final episode of this thinking language. Anyone knows about this person?
Muhammad Ali.
Any try? Any other? Well, this is
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, his real name is Cassius Clay.
Cassius Clay.
This guy is a Christian boy who born for the slave mothers and father, who is having and experience all the injustice, inequality in the society. And in his life, he has felt so much torture because of the injustice and inequality. But his mind was very clear. His thinking language is very clear. Thinking language doesn't mean it's a mother tongue or anything that English speaking or whatever. Thinking to clearly to communicate to others. That is what the thinking language has to come out with. So he has a very great thinking, very clarity. He knows how he wants to communicate the equality to the entire world. He makes sure that equality and shoulder to shoulder feeling has to be given to everybody. That's why he embraced the name. In one of the fight, the opponent doesn't want to accept his embraced name. On the 5th February 1967, in the press meeting, he told to the Ernie Terrell, please call me by an embraced name. But the opponent guy, Ernie Terrell, angered him with his name, with his slavery name, Cassius Clay. He made sure that day he challenged that tomorrow in the ring, I will make sure you will pronounce my name there. The same way, the next day, 6th February 1967, he can knock out that person within one round, but he didn't do it with the 6 rounds, completely punching from the top to the toe, asking him, hey, Uncle Tom, tell me my name. Hey, Uncle Tom, tell me my name now in the ring. He was telling, Uncle Tom, tell me my name. What is Uncle Tom? Anyone knows? Uncle Tom is a slavery agent who do the connection for the whites and the blacks of the South Africans, blacks. So he say, Uncle Tom, tell my name. At the end of each round of the punch, The Ernie teller could not able to bear it, and he said, your name is Muhammad Ali. That sound made the entire world to come up from the slavery, whoever hidden. The whole magical thinking that he transformed to the entire world is mesmerizing. Lot of inequality, injustice has been taken out. If you look at his rings and outside the ring, inside the ring and outside the ring, he was very clear thinking language person. My dear friends, always remember, power is not in the fist. Power is in your thinking and in your speaking. I hereby end and thank VAC Learning and VY Learn to give me this opportunity to present my cases here, share my thought across. Now I'm ready for question, and if there is no time permits, we can close the case.
Fantastic, Mr. Habib.
There is still 10 minutes time. You can take questions, Mr. Habib. No issue. Till 8 o'clock, you can continue. So you can take questions. It's only 7:50 now. Please.
Yes, thank you. We can chill with questions if you want. I'm ready to have some question, and then we will have another session. We will have one fantastic chill out. I will talk to Mr. Arunji and see how well I can able to do this with the MIT professional who can give you more insight, because I learned together with Arun's as well as his. So you also can get the leading role in any of your life with these tools of thinking language.
Yes, my question is, Mr. Habib, to you. What motivates you to study or to work in this field, in the thinking language arena?
Okay.
You can unshare the screen so that people can see each other, Mr. Habib.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay. Sorry, Arun. Okay. Okay. Well, I have told this to Mr. Arunji as well as in the platform many a times, right? As a child, from the child when I'm growing, I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of questions. I even asked my dad, because I'm from a Islamic Muslim family, I used to ask Allah, who is Allah? Who is my God? Who is he? How he is born? You know, this kind of stupid question I used to ask, a lot of questions, you know. So this kind of question even got a slap sometimes. Even some teachers has given me intuition. A lot of questions, unanswered questions was there. And then I was introduced by one of my friends here to the Top League platform. And then from there, immediately, the next day itself, I started pinging, I think that time, if I'm not wrong, Daniel, Jacob, and Durga Prasad, Mohan was there. So I just communicated to one of them, even Tasneem ji, to make sure that my programs could be in Top League. That is where I first started. Good, bad, ugly ideas of yours and mine, you know, that kind of thing. I started with that program. And then from there, I was always in the shortlists until to the final list. But I don't know how I lost my final. So that has a question which I always have in me to ask Arun, as well as give it to you to play the entire thing to restudy. How I lost, I don't know. But anyway, that is how the intuition has came up. And Arunji, in his entire lectures, he always gives some sort of thought-provoking that makes, besides my thought-provoking, he answers some of the questions. Even I went to Guruji's, even I went and looked for some sayings, I could not able to get answers. But with a simple method, Arunji has put these answers in his lectures. It's amazing. So I was become a part of this family, and I got this intuition suddenly when everybody wanted to talk about something. I thought, okay, why not thinking language, which also helps you all speakers, trainers, master of the masters. So I just thought, why not share my thought? I always like to share new thoughts. I don't want to share anybody's thoughts. So I just want to come and present it. If you take it up, whatever I have given, at least few ideas will be new. Nobody might have presented. That's how my intuition start, and that's how my stage is here. Did I answer your question?
Mr. Habib, Mr. Habib, it is very coincidental that you should be talking about language. One of the most critical issues about language I am going to be answering today in another half an hour time, validated by absolute authorities with name of publication and research work. If possible, Mr. Habib, please do attend that.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Your program was excellent. You're very articulate. You're very, very articulate. And the way you presented, the way you carried, your voice, your language, your demeanor, your personality, there's absolutely nothing anyone can say about that. In fact, we had a confusion who is speaking sometimes, you or the line behind you.
Who knows?
It was lovely. It was lovely session, a very wonderful evening.
Beautiful.
And we look forward to many such programs. The one of the bad things about you is you don't give programs.
Sorry, sir, because of the time.
You should, as you give more and more programs, you have been talking about thinking. Thinking flowers the more you think. You are forced to think more when you have to deliver more.
Beautiful, yes, sir.
And as you think more, there is greater clarity. So you see, I would prefer that you give more programs. And in the thinking language is a wonderful subject. It's very foundational to cognitive science. And there is lots and lots and lots of things in it. One particular aspect of it I'm going to be talking about today. Maybe, if you have time, I know it's very late now in Singapore.
Definitely I'll join, because your session I never miss most of the time.
You join, because join a bit early, because the platform gets full. Lots of people have been turned away in the last 3 sessions. I don't want that to happen. You will enjoy it.
Definitely.
And it was very nice, Habib. I wish we had more time. If you had told me, that you are going to, it's going to be a 2.5 or 3 hour session, then I would have kept my program a bit later, even at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. I would have minded.
Just nice, and it is perfect. I also designed in such a way that 1 hour, but somehow I could not able to manage the breakout session. Anyway, it's a good learning, as well as the beautiful blessings of all who participated here. And then I really thank Vaidi and yourself and for ultimate knowledge that has poured in, and all praises to Almighty.
Excellent session. Thank you, Habib. Yeah, others can ask any question if they have.
Sir, I have a question. Can I?
Please.
Yeah, sorry, I apologize. My smartphone was giving a disturbance. I couldn't finish the question.
So,
how does language relate to thought? When child to adult, how does the language relate to thought?
Okay, did you been in the language program with Arunji? Please listen.
No, I am only watched your video now. Okay, that we will discuss later. Arunji program is the thing, but I am talking.
Please, I just given a very basic constitute of ideas from thinking to the language. But Arunji has given a very beautiful subject language. Even I was missed, or I forgot. Even today morning, Vaidi, I have requested Vaidi to give back. He has talked about a lot of touch points, lot of discussions. Please think about it. We cannot debate the thinking versus language versus thinking. It is definitely, you can't think anything. You can't come out and tell your plan, execute anything without the language.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your excellent presentation.
Listen,
I think time is not there. Someone can ask the question.
Yeah. Please listen.
I will attend your session. During the time we can discuss on that.
Sure, definitely. I'm always available in WhatsApp and something like that. You can chat with me. I can give you more things about thinking constitute the language. So it is inseparable. you can't think the language and thinking separately. It is inseparable. That's what I'm saying. It is like a hot, warm water where you cannot separate the warm from the water. So that kind of thing.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Actually, you had mentioned about strong version and weak version. What is it actually?
Okay, in the scientific, right? When they do the when they do the scientific research, some of them proves that, as just now there was a question by Indrajit sir saying that what constitutes the language for the child, right? So child develops, actually evolve. That means evolution happens, okay, based on the senses, based on everything, and then they constitute, the thinking constitute to the language. Without the language, how this entire world could be, you can't imagine. There is a lot of evidence. There is one particular child, Kenny, I think if I'm not wrong, Winnie or Kenny, has been locked in a room without even having an interaction with the outside world for 13 or 20 years. When she come out, she don't know how to utter a sentence or how to utter a word because she don't know. So what that child might have, cry with the sensations of sound and with the light she could not able to see, then she closed, and then she only can express ooh, like that kind of sounds only. Other than that, she could not able to form a word, right? But thinking with the social environment, with slowly it constitutes a language. So that is how the language has emerged out.
No, Habib sir, my question was like this actually. When we are child, we do not have any bad thoughts. As we grow adult, when we are child, we don't have any bad thoughts. All the thoughts are good thoughts.
Okay.
Yes. Say as we grow adult, then no, the bad thought is 80%. Only 20% we have good thought.
Okay. How you come out? What is bad thought? What is a good thought?
Okay. What is useful to the society?
Yeah, I'll ask you one question.
Yes.
Suppose you are there in the forest. The lion is in front of you. Either you have to kill a lion. Is it good or bad?
First thing is that you need to escape. You need to keep the both of us alive.
So it is based on the environment. It is based on the situation that puts you to make the thinking whether it's good or bad. First of all, there is no good and bad. There is no yes and no. Many times Arunji has told this mantra in his speeches. There is no yes and no answer for anything. It is the human that who evolves based on that particular moment, but particular situation happens. You know, in the military, there is uniform code of practice. No officer should send a soldier to the battlefield without a weapon. It is a law and order, the uniformity. So likewise, if you thought about it, a lot of things, there is no good and bad ideas.
No, basically our intellect.
Excuse me, please don't mind. I love the philosophical debate which is going on. This is of the level of, Bhagavad Gita we are discussing. I would love this debate to continue, but it is 8 o'clock. I would be very obliged if we can close the program so that we can transit on to other important things.
Beautiful. Fantastic.
If you want, we can reassemble after 10:30 and then continue this discussion. I don't have.
I'll have another session in one of the Saturdays again with the same program like what you do as a storytelling. I'll do a thinking language one more time.
Thank you, friends. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Habib ji, once more, it was a wonderful program. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Let's resume on Monday with Naik sir presenting on U-turn, the topic on Monday.
Thank you, guys. Good night. And,
goodbye.
Let's go and join.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Excellent presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Anilji. Again, you can close the session, Sapri sir.
That is a different link. Next program.
We can close, right, Rajendra?
Yeah, it is already closed.
Why it's not going out of it?
No.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Definitely.
We can log on.
Dr. Habib, you are the host. You can.